Hello, welcome to our channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. This is an exciting day. This is exciting news. We got more letters from the Lucifer Trust. Aren't we excited? And just as a side note, the U.S. Department or Washington State Department of Revenue sends out letters using stamps, which means they're not a nonprofit organizations. They're a for-profit corporation. There it is, a stamp. Anyway, I'm grateful for those people. I can't say anything bad about them because they are very nice people and they really do work with you. Anyway, the question is, what is a Zionist? Everybody asks me, what's a Zionist and why bomb Iran? Well, we'll answer those questions in a minute. First of all, are you risking your entire life savings for a 3% return on your money? Are you putting it in a bank as the banks look like they're fine on the outside, but when Columbia Bank merged with Umpqua, for example, we went from an A double or triple A plus rating to a B minus, BBB minus 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 rating. Why? Simple. Because the bank the FBI merged it with, they stole money to do it, and they created money out of thin air, about $5 billion. They got busted. So Columbia Bank became Umpqua Bank, which then became Columbia Bank because somebody busted them for creating money out of thin air and for stealing the pension funds to do it. They literally sold the pension funds illegally. Typical FBI crap. And so now we have a B minus 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 rated bank, and you're going to risk your life savings at 3% on a B minus Standard & Poor's rated BBB minus minus minus. One more minus and it's a C plus, not investment quality. This is insane, and you're risking your entire life savings for a 3% return when inflation's at 20%. Get a clue. We invest with Noble Gold, 877-646-5347. And on to the news. The U.S. Post Office has a $90 billion a year budget. It's going to have a deficit of $9 billion. When I was a kid, stamps were 3 cents. 1960, they were 3 cents. In 1780, they were 3 cents. So from 1780 to 1960, 180 years, not one increase in postal stamps. Then the CIA got involved in that. What is it, 80 cents now? It's gone from 3 cents to 80 cents because the post office has to pay the CIA to open your mail, read it, photocopy it, store it in a massive data center, and then reseal it and send it off. Your mail is read. I had a postal guy over here. He owned the postal. It was a little out postal station. And he came and he hugged me one day. I said, "What's that for?" He said, "Well, you open your mail and read it, and reseal it, and send it to you." He said, "Thank you. Thank you for stopping the nuclear wars. Thank you for saving the president's life." He actually came and hugged me. He had read the mail that I had been sending out and the mail that was coming back to me. He'd read the treaties that I'd sent out. He read international frickin' treaties. The post office reads treaties. If you want a secret treaty to stop a nuclear war, don't use the post office. So they're going to start stamping ballots in Republican areas 2 days later. So Republicans, you better get your mail-in votes done early because the post office, under the CIA auspices, has now turned against the Republican Party. They want someone who worships Lucifer in office. I know. I get the devil's newsletters. You will not have someone who wants to make America great again. You will destroy the white race by order of Lucifer, Zig Heil. You will start a war with Iran. You will make the Zionists come to life. This is all by order of the United Nations through the Lucifer Trust. I get the newsletters. Anyway, Cuba, the grid is down. It's been 3 months since they got a delivery of oil. They were funded by free oil from Venezuela. And then they would work with China to seize our votes and turn it all democratic terrorists. So there are democratic terrorists running our country. And Greenland can now sell their fish thanks to the fact that Trump has taken over their economy. They can now sell their fish again. Denmark had cut off their fishing industry. Greenland's nothing but a fishing industry. These little villages along the town selling fish to the canneries. Well, Denmark cut off their ability to sell fish. And Trump said, that's BS. Let them sell the fish. So thanks to Trump, Greenland has an economy. And Minnesota has over $500 million in fraud for Medicare. And Medicaid, not one arrest. Not one arrest since this was exposed. Not one arrest for the Epstein files. So on Monday, Nick Shirley uncovered $170 million fraud in LA and San Diego for Medicare and Medicaid, done by Somalis. He went to these places that were daycare centers and hospice centers. Nobody was there. They're collecting money for for dead people, people that don't exist. $170 million of fraud alone in LA and San Diego. That's billions across the state. Not one arrest. Oh, JD's going to be the new anti-fraud guy. Executive order. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Bomb Somalia, bomb Sudan, bomb Syria, bomb Iran, but don't clean up America. Yeah, that's what we've got right now. He goes to Minnesota. He exposes $110 million fraud a month ago. Not one arrest. Not one police arrest. Not one Department of Homeland Security arrest. Not one FBI arrest. Like they said to Project Veritas. Oh my God. Media. James O'Keefe, they said, we don't intend to arrest anybody for fraud. Let them steal $1 trillion a year to give to Democrats and terrorists. That's what the FBI said. Out of the mouth of the babes of the FBI. We don't intend to arrest anybody for theft. That's beyond insanity. So why do we have an FBI? To distribute drugs. The CIA brings them into the country. The FBI distributes it and gives the gangs guns. They've come to me. I've gone to them. They've told me these are the guns the FBI gives. Colt 45s. Now it's all Glocks. The FBI gives the drug gang. That's why we have gunshots all over the place. Thank you, FBI. I bow to your evilness. You putzes. You're giving guns to the drug dealers. And we're funding it with our taxpayer dollars. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. Anyway, so this guy, I can't believe he exposes $170 million of fraud, releases a video, and there are no arrests. So go ahead. Bomb Somalia. Bomb Sudan, bomb Iran, but Iran had it coming. Since 1979, they've been blowing up our troops. They've literally been putting car bombs out there, firing missiles, killing Jews, because when the Jews were in Iran, they called them the Goyim, the cattle. But now they call everybody the cattle. And I'm not going to bash the Jews, but let's just say that they support the Old Testament, but the Talmud is a bunch of evil, satanic stuff. I know. The devil wrote the Talmud. They tell me so. The Talmud is written by Satan. Lucifer himself wrote the Talmud. Read it. So what is a Zionist? But the average Jew supports the Old Testament, which is true and right. So don't blame the average Jew for supporting the Talmud. Because the average Jew is not a perverted freak. They're good people. They deserve a homeland. From the river to the sea. Anyway, so what is a Zionist? Everybody says Zionist, Zionist, Zionist. What is a Zionist? A Zionist is someone who denies Yeshua, Jesus Christ. He denies it. He's a piece of crap. He's a piece of human garbage. He never existed. No, Jesus never existed. No, he's a figment of your imagination. So they deny Yeshua. They say things like Ted Cruz says, when you say Jesus is Lord, that's anti-Jewish. No, it's not. Jesus was a Jew, you moron, Ted Cruz. I'll take you on right here. I'll come to your house and I'll take you on. Any place you want, Ted Cruz. You want to see how powerful Yeshua is? You little wimpy Canadian citizen. What the heck's he doing in the Senate as a Canadian citizen? What's Ilmar Omar doing in Congress as an illegal alien? Trump keeps saying, send her home, send her home. Well, do it. Get off your dead butt and do something, Trump. Do something. Arrest these people. Get them out of our country. But the 5'7" Trump can't do it. Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, so fed up, she says, oh, I have breast cancer. I have to leave. Yeah, Betty Boop, get out. You don't have the guts to do what's right, Betty Boop. Anyway, so a Zionist is someone who denied Yeshua, who believes that Satan, that Lucifer is God. They tell me what a Zionist is. He believes that Satan is God and that they're going to go to Mount Zion. Israel is built with a wall around it, Jerusalem. And the old Jerusalem wall used to go around Mount Zion, which is a little hill about 300-400 feet tall. And on the very top of Mount Zion is King David's grave. Now the Merovingians, who ruled France for 300, 400 years, who were eventually taken over by the evil King Charlemagne, who murdered, and he just liked to murder, I guess, the Charlemagnes. But anyway, the Merovingians were the sons of Christ when Christ landed on, are you ready? Oh, that casino in southern France. The name escapes me, but that's where Mary landed and had a son and a daughter. And the daughter was the one that had the Merovingians, and the son created the black royalty. Monaco. That's where Mary landed. But anyway, so a Zionist is someone who believes that Lucifer is God, and that they're going to go into Jerusalem and build the third temple and bring God back, Yeshua. They're going to determine the timing of Yeshua coming back. They think they can push a bunch of buttons and Yeshua will come back and bow to them because they think Yeshua is the brother of Lucifer. That they're both the same. That Lucifer is Yeshua. You see, Yeshua wants to bring his Savior back with the third temple. Now, the third temple's already built. It's prefabricated. And here's Jerusalem. The major mosque is here, but the actual temple was built here by the North Gate. So the Muslims built their mosque where they thought the old Jewish temple was, but they were wrong. They were wrong in everything. Muhammad said Allah was the god of war, Mars, Lucifer. That's why the women wear the habibs. It means they're slaves. They were wearing the habib long before Muhammad came along to make the women slaves. Wearing of the black, wearing of the scarves, wearing of the face makes them slaves. How does it feel to be a slave, women? But in Iran, you don't have to do that. You look at the pictures of Iran, nobody wears a habib anymore. Just the weird people who want to be slaves, I guess. But anyway, so a Zionist believes that he can come in and rebuild the third temple, bring in the Savior, because Jesus wasn't real. He was a figment of everybody's imagination. That's why Yeshua, that's why the New Testament scares the demons away, because he wasn't real, right? Right. You get involved in spiritual warfare enough, you know that the name of Yeshua is extremely powerful. That the demons fear the name of Yeshua. So tell me he didn't exist, Zionists. But anyway, they build the third temple. God comes back. The capital of the world moves to Jerusalem. That's it. They take over the Russian Orthodox Church on top of Mount Zion. It's a huge Russian Orthodox Church. They take over that church, and that becomes the leadership place of the world. And the world will bow to the leaders on Mount Zion. So why bomb Iran? Well, other than the fact that they've been bombing U.S. troops and putting bombs all over the Middle East and all over the world. They've been sponsoring terrorism around the world for the last 37 years. The Ayatollah, the son of a Jewish cowboy. So Iran's been run by a Jew whose daddy was a cowboy, and he died 6 months ago. So his son took over, who's apparently a little bit different. Which is illegal in the Shiite religion, and he's not related to Muhammad. There's no relation. Fortune magazine did a huge expose on what his relationships were. But the bottom line is, they're bombing Iran because we went into 6 of the 7 countries after 9/11. And they now all have digital money, and they're ready to set up digital ID and have programmable money. Iran told the rest of the world they don't want to digitize Iran and Russia. They don't want to digitize their people, and they don't want to have programmable money. Russia and Iran said that. We're not going to have programmable money. That's insane. That means if a guy wants to travel from say Seattle to New York and he goes more than 15 miles, he can't spend any money. That's beyond insane. Instead, they're going to control it with higher gas. You know, the spot oil prices, speculative oil prices have gone up. The amount they pay at the pump hasn't changed. But what you're paying at the pump has gone up. Why? Because the oil companies are screwing you. Their costs haven't gone up, but they want to screw you. So the cost of everything is going up. However, one of the benefits of the Middle East war is one of the largest aluminum producers has shut down. So does that mean they're not, and fluoride is a waste product of making aluminum, does that mean they're going to stop spraying aluminum on us and putting fluoride in our water to kill us? Well, not hardly. They'll grind up old cars and spray them on us if they have to. Hegseth and Trump are bound and determined to spray us and kill us. In Florida, they just did a spray and all the palm trees died in Central Florida. These are some evil people that are running us. They're Zionists. They believe that Lucifer is God. I know. I get his newsletters. I listen to his broadcasts. They believe Lucifer is God. And they're going to do everything they can do to bring Lucifer down to this planet to take over on Mount Zion. So now you know what a Zionist is. Now you know why we're bombing Iran, other than the fact that they've been the world terrorists for 37 years. Blowing people up for no reason. Firing missiles all over the Middle East for no reason. They just fire and kill. And now it's payback. You can't stand up and say death to U.S. and bomb U.S. soldiers forever. Eventually, it's payback. And now it's payback. Anyway, God bless. Thank you very much. Now you know what a Zionist is, and now you know why we're bombing Iran. They will go digital ID. They will have programmable money. God bless. Thank you very much. And now you know what the big game is. We'll see you tomorrow.